WNST, Positive Community and Charity series around here on Thursdays, is telling good tales and good stories and whatnot. And many of you know that I have sort of come late to the party as an animal lover into my 40s. I had animals in my life as a child. I had animals in my life in my 20s. But I would say at this point in my life, as I enter 50, and that'll be happening in Nashville in October. We'll have a road trip for you on that. I have become a lover of all things animals, and expanding our conversation beyond sports, I got a story about a Midwestern woman who moved west and sits animals. The Pet Sitter's Tale is a book by Laura Vorreyer. I'm hoping to pronounce that properly, and she is known around the Hollywood set as the pet sitter to the stars. We welcome Laura in from Los Angeles. The website is thepetsitterstale.com, and there's a story. And Laura, when they reached to me and said, do you want to have Laura on to talk about pet sitting and celebrity pet sitting in LA and all that stuff, I must say that we have a new kitten in our lives, and one of our big issues now when we travel, and we love to travel the world, is who is watching Nala. So, I have a new appreciation for anyone who can come and love my animal in small periods of time the way I love my animal. So, welcome to Baltimore. I am fascinated by your tale of the Pet Sitter's Tales, Laura.
Oh, my gosh. Well, thank you for that wonderful welcome, and I'm so pleased to be on with you.
Well, you got a book, and there's stories, but your story comes sort of serendipitously and through the outside. You never, sort of set out to be a pet sitter, right?
Absolutely not. I had no idea that it could even be a profession, which is why they say I pioneered the industry. I loved dogs growing up. I had kind of an isolated childhood, not too many friends. I wound up having radical back surgery when I was a little kid, and I was in a body cast for a long time. And my best friend was my black Labrador retriever. Her name is Ginger. And I just really loved her. You see your pet, and you look at your pet, and you see their eyes, and you're communicating with them non-verbally. You really love them.
I'm familiar with that, and I think anyone that loves their animal is familiar with that, right? It's
right?
not foreign. It's foreign if you don't speak the language and if you're not a part of it. And I'll give you my story with our cat and my wife and all that stuff. But when you get, I can only imagine if I had that as an 8-year-old, you would have it for life. It would not be and the same way people who love horses or cats or dogs or animals of any kind, and we have Animal Planet on here half the time, and we either have Jackson Galaxy or I've got Dog Whisperers. We got all sorts of things going on here, but once you catch it, you have it for life, right?
Absolutely. I don't know anyone who's fallen in love with animals and then was like, nope, I'm done. I'm over animals. I mean, people just go from passively liking animals to all of a sudden they have animals, and then everybody knows that person who has 10 rescue pets. I mean, it happens. It's easy to go over the deep end.
Well, yeah, I would say. And, my wife and I were married for 9 years, and we had a cat. She had a cat when we entered the relationship, and I was allergic to her cat. And she gave her cat actually to a veterinarian. Cat lived a good life, all was well, it was all cool. But we traveled the world, did a lot of stuff, long extended times in and out, and having fun, doing the things we were doing. And my wife really wanted a cat, and I really didn't want the stability. It wasn't anything about the love or the animal or the price or any, just sort of, would it be fair to the animal if we're disappearing? So as we've gotten older and into our 40s, we adopted a kitty about 6 years ago now, and she was absolutely the light of our lives, and we lost her in September. And it was this incredibly devastating thing for us, and we went into a black hole after losing her.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
That's
we readopted. Be More Humane is our partner here, and we went and found this little 8-week-old little nugget named Nala that we have now brought home, and she sometimes comes and sits on my lap during a part of the broadcast around here. But she is like a dog. She fetches, Laura. She fetches. It's incredible. I post the videos online. People go crazy. People love pets online, right? That's a big part of this in the modern world. Instagram's a big pet lover, right?
Yeah, it's so much happiness. I mean, let's face it. I mean, when you want to be cheered up, what do you Google? Puppies. Google kitties. You Google puppies with babies. Babies with kitties. I mean, that's your happiness. Right there.
My wife can watch cat videos and laugh all night long, but you've got a story, though. You've written a book, The Pet Sitter's Tale, and this is really about your journey, I think, also in finding your way from Chicago to L.A., but also through celebrities and people with disposable income, obviously, and disappearing to make movies in weird places and not being able to take their animals. This story really starts with, like, sort of Hollywood for you, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that's really how it started out here in Hollywood. I came out here to be a makeup artist. I was a pretty successful makeup artist in Chicago, and I thought, well, the next thing to do would be go out to L.A. and pursue my big dream of working in the movies and feature films. And came out to L.A., got a pretty good job in retail, but, that's not the dream, but just making a little bit of money. And then just started struggling, like could not make the leap from retail to film and television. And so
that's a familiar story, right? You're not the only one, right? There are a lot of Midwestern girls going out to L.A. looking for the dream, right? And boys too.
I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm sure there's a big club somewhere. So I wound up just kind of picking up, odd-end jobs, making, being extra, walking dogs. And I happened to be walking a dog on a lot for this actress just to, make some extra money. And I was walking her little dog, Abby, on a lot. And out of a trailer comes Paula Poundstone. Now, I know Paula Poundstone. She's pretty famous. I knew her. So I know better to talk to a celebrity. I'm not going to say anything. But she comes marching over to me and the dog, and she's like, hey, what a cute dog. And I'm like, thanks. And she's like, are you a professional dog walker? And I was like, yeah, I am.
I can be today if you need me to be.
Well, I kind of write this in the book. I said, okay, I'm justifying this, but the girl paid me, and in that moment, being paid as that position made me a professional.
You're a pro, absolutely. So you wouldn't qualify for the Olympics anymore, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I said, I am, and she kind of grilled me, and she said, come out and walk my dog. He's got a lot of energy, and I don't have time to walk him, but he could sure use it. So I showed up at Paula's house in Santa Monica, and I started walking her dog, and it kind of like organically snowballed because people saw me come to her house every day and walk her dog and, be reliable and dependable, and they saw that her dog at the end of the walk was calmer, and they said, hey, I want that for my dog too, and, it just naturally snowballed. So I'm thankful and lucky that it just kind of took that path.
Well, from where we are with a cat, we don't have a walker, but she needs to be fed and watered and all that kind of, and played with as much as anything, especially as a kitten. So we have great appreciation. I mean, it is, that secondary role. We don't have children, but, getting the right sitter for your child, certainly the right sitter for your animals also really, really important if you want to be a little bit mobile, right?
Oh, it's absolutely important because, look, I write a lot for blogs and different organizations, and you can't really overvalue or estimate what a good pet sitter is going to do for your life. They can make your trip miserable. They can make or break your dream vacation. If you go away for vacation and you can't reach your pet sitter, you don't know what's going on with your pets, you have no idea what happened at your house, are you enjoying yourself? Are you
Laura, we're crazy, man. I'm telling you, we're going to install cameras in here just to watch her play when we're away. It's crazy. I mean, because you really do fall in love with your animal in that way, and I understand
in love with them.
it.
Yes, absolutely,
Totally.
And you feel a responsibility to them, and you also feel a little parental guilt. Like you're away, they're at home, they're not getting the love and attention that you normally give them. Are they eating? Are they taken care of? Are they scared?
I will never forget being, in the water bungalow in Moorea off Tahiti with my wife on our 10th anniversary, and we're sitting there, and a certain Jimmy Buffett song came on, Little Miss Magic, made us think of her. And now we're half a world away, sitting in the middle of the most beautiful place you've ever been, and we thought, I wonder how our cat's doing. And then we go up to dinner, and of course, the first stray cat finds us and has dinner with us, on the island. It made us think of our cat. So, I mean, I'm that sappy guy at this point when it comes to my cat. And cats, my former cat as well, which makes me all sappy. So that's why I brought you on. I wanted you to talk about your book and what you do, because we do find our pet sitters over the last 6 years of our life, and we have a new one who has fallen in love with our new little kitty because we were supposed to go away last weekend, and she was all disappointed we didn't go away because she didn't get the kitty sit,
That's a good quality to look for, somebody who genuinely loves your pet. I mean, you don't want to hire a pet sitter who's just in it for the money. Come on. I mean, that's not why we become pet sitters. So you want somebody who is passionate about pets, who has the same pet, who has experience, who has that fundamental desire to make your cat happy while you're gone. I mean, that's what it's all about, the love.
Well, we certainly have found that through the love of our animal. The book is The Pet Sitter's Tale. It's been out a couple of months now. You can find it out at Amazon. She is Laura Vorreyer, and I'm pronouncing that right. That's Vorreyer. And you can also find her at Pet Sitter's Tale. The one thing I would say to you, from your book and how people love pets and how it would help sell a book that people love their pets, there's just so much more access to this now, and we adopted a kitten in October, and I hadn't had a kitten in 30 years, I mean, but the first part about it now is there's books. My wife got a Jackson Galaxy book. My wife follows Catman 2 on YouTube, and we randomly ran into him on a beach in Australia, so she's a real cat lover. But we've taken on this little kitten, and we believe she was the runt of a stray. She was kind of left alone, and she's a little bit of a survivor to begin with. But we've just learned a lot about how cats work, and I think there's so much more education these days that if you get into it with an animal and you create this lifetime relationship and rescue an animal, or maybe they rescue you, it depends on who you're asking, that there's so many resources for the way to raise a good pet, a pet that you like and a pet that likes you.
Oh, absolutely. There's an abundance of information and scientific studies for cats and dogs and experts.
And good food for them to eat, like healthy food, all that stuff.
I mean, I have a client of mine who has a cat. She's a cat lover. And she said, I think the cat is suffering from whisker fatigue. And I said, whisker fatigue? Is that actually a thing? She's like, yeah, my vet talked to me about it. It's like cats feel with their whiskers, and if their bowls aren't exactly positioned correctly, they can get tired from eating because when they put their faces in their food, their whiskers are touching the ground, and it tires out the whiskers, and it causes whisker fatigue. I thought she was kidding when she said it, but I Googled it, and I'm like, this is a real thing. I mean, you wouldn't have heard of this, even a couple years ago. I mean, they are constantly making new discoveries.
Well, I wish you lots of luck on telling your pet sitters' tales and taking good care of animals. I know you do a lot of great things for animals in the charitable space and involving Hollywood and celebrities, so keep up the great work out there. We'll keep saving the animals and telling good stories about how they come and rescue us. It's crazy, isn't it?
It's so crazy. It's awesome. Thank you, Nestor.
Laura Vorreyer, Pet Sitter's Tale is the book. You can find her out on Twitter as well as at Amazon. It is a cute pink book, and she's also out on LinkedIn as well. All of our WNST programming and all of our good, Be More Positive tales brought to you by our friends at Howard Bank. Howard Bank has a relentless commitment to being the best at everything they do. Branches throughout Baltimore and Maryland now. You probably have seen one in your neighborhood. Go to Howard Bank or just stop in and say hello. They are uniquely empowered to help you. Every employee there at Howard Bank. Also, Cole Roofing, bringing you our Be More Positive community and charity series as well. They do corporate and commercial roof spaces. We know about the wind and the rain, and those summer months are coming. Make sure you get your roof checked out before the water gets to you. Cole Roofing and Pfister Energy working together with us here to tell good stories around Baltimore and elsewhere, as we had the Pet Sitter's Tale from Hollywood on. Also brought to you by our friends at Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast. Make sure you're downloading that Royal Farms app, using that when you're pumping your gas. You'll get some free Western fries, some chicken, some Kona Blend coffee in your cup. It's all good. It's Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. Anything you miss here, you can find out in the buyatoyota.com audio vault 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device by downloading the TuneIn radio app. We do come in crystal clear from anywhere in the world. Our morning newspaper ships directly to your email inbox each and every morning at 7 7 a.m. It's powered up by Planet Fitness, where they're getting you in the best shape of your life, always judgment-free, and there's one right around the corner from you. Learn more at planetfitness.com. Our morning newspaper also features entries for Laurel. They ran the Tessio last week. We're getting up on the Preakness now on May 18th and 19th, Preakness weekend, the Pink Festival, the Black Eyed Susan, all the good stuff, the bands as well. I'll be spending Kentucky Derby Day at Laurel with my wife. Those entries now on the front of WNST.net as well as in our morning newspaper. Last but never least, any breaking news happens first on the WNST text service. That's all brought to you by Coons Ford of Security Boulevard. Dennis will be here on Thursday getting you ready for the weekend. It is the SSV on WNST, heard from 3 until 5 each weekday. Nasty at WNST.net finds me. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, streaming live right here on our Facebook as well as our YouTube WNST TV channel. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.